Georgia Tech 16-13 overall, 11-9 in the ACC. UCLA 18-12, 12-8 in the Big Ten. They finished tied for 6th with Minnesota and Penn State. That is a rugged conference, and we are underway here at historic Memorial Coliseum. And Georgia Tech immediately sets Noemi DeSpagna.
I love that kill there, going high hands, what we call off the broom, just hitting those fingertips, especially when you have a big block like that.
So now Anya Todorovic, the freshman from Poland, will serve it for Georgia Tech. International flavor on this Georgia Tech team. UCLA comes right back and scores with Leverett.
Leverett on the board, absolutely. We expect that from her. UCLA will love what she does in this match today.
UCLA has won 4 of its last 5, 3 of those 5 setters, including both Michigan and Michigan State on the road. Kate Duffy to serve it for UCLA. She's the setter. Defense is there for the Bruins. They'll try the right side with the Jackets, and it's off the hands of the libero Schumacher. And Georgia Tech retakes the lead.
I still love that block setup. Great job by that outside pin, communicating, and great hands over the net.
Espana with the kill. And the Jackets will serve it again. Garibaldi, the sophomore from Argentina. That's an ace. It caught the back line. Garibaldi giving Georgia Tech the 3-1 lead. Straight up and straight down for UCLA. And it's Mariana Singletary, the redshirt junior from Charleston, South Carolina, transferred from Texas. Makes it a 3-2 game. And Leverett to serve it from Hampton, Georgia. Well, the pass wasn't the greatest, Coach, but they got it done, didn't they?
They did. Mambu finding that just through the block, just power behind her swing. She's definitely going to be something for Georgia Tech this match.
So another 2-point lead for the Yellow Jackets, and checking in to serve is Gabi Rybinska. Warsaw, Poland, another freshman. A lot of talented freshmen on this Georgia Tech roster, picking up some valuable postseason experience. That's long, and Georgia Tech with a 3-point lead now. And you saw on the other side, Maggie Lee got a swing. That was her first swing of the day. Expect to hear her name a lot for UCLA.
For sure.
And they serve at Lee again. Go right back to her. Off the high hands, Maggie Lee with her first kill.
Duffy doing a really good job of getting her on that ball, squaring her hips to the pin so that she can put up a great ball for Maggie Lee, and Maggie Lee executed on that.
Junior from Beijing, China. Singletary will serve it. Bruins keep it alive. Back across to Lee. Good defense by the Jackets. Lee again. Off speed. Georgia Tech ready for it. And a joust stays alive. Huge swing for Deandra Pierce, but that's long. And UCLA cuts it to 1.
I love her idea there, trying to go high hands. When you have a big block like that, that is one way to get a point here.
Miranda Singletary to serve it again. First team all-conference. Just clears the tape. Back to Pierce. Dig by Singletary. Bruins keep it alive. Great hustle by Codling. Too many for UCLA. And a 2-point lead again for Georgia Tech.
And huge from the outside there. You really want to know who's back row. Knowing that your middle blocker is back row, that honestly is a great place to swing at. Really forces her to defend the ball.
Alfie Reft deciding to have a word with one of the down officials. Not sure what they could be discussing. No challenge yet. Perhaps questioning the double hit.
I believe so.
But the point stands. And the Jackets will serve it. Laura Bialeski checking in, freshman from Brazil. Another international player and another first-year player. Back row Bialeski, dug by Coddling. Maggie Lee. What a dig by Schumacher. And a good effort by UCLA as Kate Duffy tried to keep it alive, but it went in the wrong direction. Georgia Tech with another 3-point lead. Jackets have led the entire match. It's early. Set number 1 here in Lexington. Glad you're with us on ESPN+. Bialeski once again, and again it's to Maggie Lee. And again the wrong direction this time for UCLA. And the big swing by Singletary, I beg your pardon, by Urzwa.
And I love that swing there. She really found this seam between the block. Georgia Tech has to do a really good job of their middles closing to the pins and making sure their hands are over and they're not falling down when the hitter swings.
Urzwa, a freshman from Santa Barbara. She checks out. Kat Lutz checks in, junior from Del Mar. Played at Torrey Pines High School. Defense keeps it alive for the Bruins. On the slide. And that's a point for UCLA as Brooklyn Briscoe executes properly.
Great job from her, coming off one off foot behind the setter, really finding that seam and executing for UCLA.
It's amazing how much power they get into those slide plays.
I know. It's your full approach and really utilizing your core when you swing.
Kat Lutz goes at Bialeski. No hands, that's long. Point for the Bruins. We're tied at 7. Second tie of the match. And Kat Lutz will serve it. 17 digs against Texas Southern, 15 against Oral Roberts. Terrific defensive player and a good server, one of the best on this team. Rejection by UCLA, but the Jackets keep it alive. And Georgia Tech puts it down. Theodorovich with a big swing.
I love that hustle, love the cover plays. That is what's going to win games. When you are covering your hitters, you have to get those balls up.
Sophia Velez, the Columbia native, transferred in from Trinity Valley Community College. Back row, but they've got to tip it over. Miss hit by the Jackets, so a free ball for UCLA. And again, out of system, they'll try it again, but a violation on Georgia Tech, and we're tied again.
Georgia Tech really needs to maximize those free balls, really needs to jump on them and utilize those points. Those are easy balls that need to be put down.
Maggie Lee will serve it. Bruins looking to take their first lead. Off the high hands, and UCLA leads for the first time thanks to Sheridan Leverett. Leverett, the All-American honorable mention, first team All-Conference. Almost 4 kills per set. Maggie Lee once again. Singletary has to change speeds. Jackets keep it alive.
Sorry, Dick.
I had it.
Sorry.
For the record, I had it.
You did.
Somebody got in my way.
I apologize. Just wanted to protect you.
Hey, you know what? Your instinct was good.
And look at that pancake from the bro at Georgia Tech. That is great.
Tied at 9. Overpass, and it pays off for Georgia Tech. And an easy kill, and that was Despagna.
Great job from executing there.
Eloise Suarez will serve. They find Maggie Lee once again. Good defensive effort by Georgia Tech. Overpass, free ball. UCLA hasn't been able to really take advantage. They do that time, but a good dig by Velez. Defense keeps it alive for UCLA. Back row Lee. That's a rocket shot, but it stays alive. Hands were there for Georgia Tech. They say high hands off UCLA, but it's a point for the Bruins.
You know, I really have to talk about Leverett's off speed there in the beginning, just trying to get that setter to play the ball. And here we can see right here, trying to find that seam. Georgia Tech is very sure that it was in.
In a review now, there is Hawkeye technology available to the officials, but not to us. So the replays we will show you, they will see, they can see a heck of a lot more, but expect to see, I would think, a lot of replays today simply because these teams, it's win or go home.
After review, the call will be reversed.
Wow.
Georgia Tech will get the point and retain their challenge.
Here's what they saw. And a good call. Any part of the ball on the line. So back to a 2-point lead for Georgia Tech. UCLA trying to set Brooklyn Briscoe on that right pin and have not been able to really take full advantage as Suarez will serve it once again, the junior from Brazil. Up and down, Sheridan Leverett. Hard to stop that.
So hard to stop that. Coming off of a perfect pass by Maggie Lee, that just sets everything up to follow. Leverett did a great job executing on that ball.
Maggie Lee all season long is a team serving at her, but her passing's been strong today. Through the defense and a big swing for Despania. Once again, she gets her 4th kill.
She is somebody you definitely want to keep on your radar. She has a powerful swing, powerful arm, and just great range on either pin.
Despania from Ivrea, Italy. Tiny little village. This time they serve it Lutz. And the overpass, and somehow that's a point for UCLA. So the Bruins got away with one.
They sure did. She did a good job just trying to find the ball and follow it to the net. And it worked out for their favor.
Kate Duffy, 1,000 career assists on her resume. And the quick set pays off for Bianca Garibaldi, the sophomore. Bruins are having a hard time building momentum thanks to Georgia Tech's efficient offense.
Bianca did a great job just keeping that range and going cross court. Seeing that
Garibaldi,
open.
second team all conference. Quick set, but the Jackets were ready. And an interesting no-look attempt by Mibi Mambu, looking for the kill, but couldn't keep it in bounds. And it's a 1-point game again. We played at a best of 5 here, set number 1. Leverett to serve it, the senior. Leverett keeps it alive. Maggie Lee got the big swing, but that's long. Bruins were hopeful, but it's 2 points again separating these two teams. Well, you can see the power in Maggie Lee if they could just find her on offense, but Tech's done a good job neutralizing her.
Absolutely, and I love the power behind her swing there. She's just going for it.
Gabby Rybinska, the freshman from Poland, back in to serve it. A quick set, but they could not take advantage, and Georgia Tech is first to 15 and will step out. Yellow Jackets 15, Bruins 12. Back in a minute on ESPN+. These are the top seeds, of course, in this NCAA tournament. For the hosting Wildcats, the Cornhuskers, the only undefeated team in D1. Texas has won 2 of the last 3, and Pittsburgh, always talented, always dangerous. 3rd season as a 1 seed. That Gabriel Came Scheitzak. Round one, UCLA and Georgia Tech battling. And there have been a lot of rallies like this one. Back and forth. A free ball. And long off the big right arm of Urzu.
Great swing there, going high hands. So high level play there.
Off the hands of Georgia Tech. Eliana Urzua gets her first kill, freshman from Santa Barbara. Carly Hendrickson, a senior from Cincinnati, right up the interstate, will serve it. And the ace, first of the afternoon for either team.
It's always something special coming in as a serving sub and getting an ace for your team.
Is that like coming in cold as a pinch hitter? I got to think it is,
Yes,
if you can relate it to baseball. And hitting a home run, or at least getting a base hit. On the slide, and they work it to perfection. Nicely done by DeAndra Pierce.
Pierce finding that seam, such a high level play, really seeing that block. UCLA needs to do a good job of their middles closing to their pins in order to stop her.
UCLA closed within one out of the timeout. The Bruins have led once this afternoon, but Georgia Tech just keeps fighting them off. And now Bialeski checks back in to serve it, the freshman. 6 aces versus Cal. Over the lead once again, off the high hands, and the Bruins cut it to 1.
Maggie Lee, she is going to be a force for UCLA.
Pac-12 Freshman of the Year in 2023 before UCLA joined the Big Ten. Checking back in, Kat Lutz, 5'4" junior. Nicely done by Schumacher to dig that out. Free ball for Georgia Tech. Rejected by the Bruins. They go left side again, and again sent back. Lee keeps it alive. Fyodorovich has had 3 shots at it. They got to roll it over. And a miss hit by Despania, and a point for UCLA, and we're tied at 16.
Fyodorovich really working hard, trying to get off that net 3 in a row. That is not an easy job, but she does so, getting over the net.
But the point goes to the Bruins, and Lutz will serve it. Born in Russia. Espana sent it right back somehow, but the Bruins took full advantage of the overpass, and for the second time this afternoon, they take the lead. Georgia Tech's passing is beginning to get a little shaky, and their coach told us if she could change one thing about their team right now, it would be more consistent receiving and passing. Understandable. On the slide, off the hands of the Bruins, Pierce with another kill, and we're tied. That's a team high 4 kills for Pierce. She and Despania both with 4, and Velez will serve it. The senior from Columbia. Right at Maggie Lee. Lee gets the big swing, but the Jackets are there, and a violation, net violation. And it allows UCLA to retake the lead. They're finding Maggie Lee more and more.
Duffy doing a really good job of running the tempo, pushing the tempo, getting Maggie Lee just fast-paced tempo in it. That's hard to defend.
Maggie Lee to serve it. At 20 kills against Nebraska this year. Transferred in from Cal. And the ace. And it's a 2-point lead for UCLA. And on this run, Georgia Tech calls timeout. And a good time for a timeout. It's this late in the set, you can't let it get away.
UCLA doing a really good job of putting pressure on their serve, really making Georgia Tech struggle with their side out, with their serve receive. So coming out of this timeout, I would expect Georgia Tech to really find that groove and find it to get a pass.
Well, we mentioned the Bruins have been here many, many times. 39, in fact, those 4 NCAA titles. to go with 3 they won in the AIAW, and you can see they've won nearly 75% of their NCAA tournament matches. Now they've got to fight their way to the tournament through the Big Ten, which has become one of the toughest, maybe the toughest league in America after the Pac-12 was so strong for so long. And there you see the tournament history for Georgia Tech, a little more modest, but of late, Jackets have done a great job. They got the regional finals in '03 and 3 years ago. So the Jackets trying to come out of the ACC and make a deep run. And they have led most of this set, but the Bruins with momentum now, and you and I talked about this yesterday at the practices. And if you're new to the sport, momentum shifts and changes in this sport can be quicker and more dramatic than any other sport I've ever covered. I don't know about you.
Absolutely. I think it's so important when you do have that momentum and are just capitalizing on it. You're an unstoppable team. Unstoppable when you're in rhythm and just moving and grooving. So really hoping Georgia Tech can pull some of that out and really change the speed of the game here.
Georgia Tech's one of only 12 D1 programs to win a match in each of the last 5 NCAA tournaments. And in the first round last year, Tech beat Tennessee in 5 to move on. So some of these players do have an experience in winning in the NCAA tournament under that young lady, Maggie Lee. First service error of the afternoon. And a boost for Tech out of the timeout. And Maggie Lee can't think about it. I'm guessing the serve's going to come right at her again from Suarez. Yep. No problem. They set to the left side, and Leverett was more than ready.
And that route that Duffy's running is just a little bit inside the set, or a little bit inside the pin, excuse me. If you can see it here, just falls inside, and the block has to adjust and jump back in. Hard ball to defend there.
Duffy earlier this year, Big Ten setter of the week. Miss hit once again by Despania. Gets the net, gets the pin, and UCLA eases off to a 3-point lead for the first time. And now Lola Schumacher from Carmel, Indiana will serve it. Transferred in from Wisconsin, 5'5" sophomore. Went right at her fellow libero. And that's long. Despania thought it was high hands, and indeed it was. So a point for Georgia Tech, which the Jackets desperately needed. Bruins still lead it by 2. And they're going to talk about it. Is it challenge time? It is indeed. So the players came over and informed the head coach, Alfie Reft, that they would love to see a challenge.
UCLA is challenging that the ball was out.
Alfie Reft played at Hawaii. He's a first-team All-American. 7 years of pro ball in Europe. He helped coach the U.S. women's national team, which won silver in Paris.
After review, the call is reversed. UCLA will get the point and retain their challenge.
A great decision by the Bruins. So instead of a 2-point game, it's 4, and that's a big challenge at this stage of the match. Schumacher to serve it again. Georgia Tech wants a timeout. Haven't talked much about Schumacher, but she's been a key for this team. They had the All-Big Ten freshman team last year. 20 straight matches with double-digit digs. And well, every team needs somebody like that, don't they?
For sure. Coach really emphasized how she's an anchor, not only for the defense and serve receive, but just for the team in general. She's a vocal leader on the court, and that's what you're looking for the libero of your team.
Led the Big Ten in digs with 454. And we talked about UCLA trying to fight its way through the Big Ten. 3 Bruins earning first-team All-Big Ten honors, which tells you just how tough that league can be. You got 3 first-teamers, and you're still tied for 6. But, as we mentioned last weekend, on the road, wins at Michigan State, both 5 setters. You got to think their confidence is stoked coming into Lexington.
For sure. And back to our point about momentum, you got to pull momentum from that. You got to pull what you learned from that match into the first night of NCAA tournament.
Big win over Minnesota earlier this year when the Gophers were ranked 14th. It was the first ranked win for UCLA since October of 2021. The Bruins trying to climb back to national prominence. They've got to go through Georgia Tech to do it. The Jackets have led for much of this afternoon, but they trail it now by 4, trying to stay alive in the Kentucky quadrant and earn the right to play either Kentucky, the top seed, or the Whopper Terriers, who will try to pull the upset. Southern Cal and Princeton later tonight, so are Cal Poly and Brigham Young. They're going to play at 8 o'clock Eastern in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Two arch rivals on opposite sides of the bracket here in the Kentucky quadrant in the renovated historic Memorial Coliseum. You played here before the renovation.
I did,
when
yes.
there wasn't any air conditioning.
No AC. Yes, the 2-a-days in August were difficult.
Yeah, I would say so. And it's Kate Duffy having a chat with the up official. Her team leads it by 4. Alfie Rep wanted some sort of explanation, but of course only the team representative can speak to the up official. I'm not sure what this could be about. We're trying to find out. We have spies on the other side of the floor. Honestly, we have spies everywhere. Alfie Rep, the assistant in the Big Ten, was on that Illinois squad that made it to the Final Four in 2018. Also coached at Minnesota before he moved on to become the associate head coach at San Diego, and that was a team in 2022 that made the Final Four, and in fact, on the way there, swept Kentucky. You remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes. Hard
painful,
time.
Painful, yeah.
It is painful.
And then that San Diego team ultimately lost to eventual national champion Texas, which won 2 straight national titles. And again, Minnesota, rather. UCLA has already won the challenge. But we are still discussing and debating, and it's still a mystery to us what they're chatting about. I think we're ready for volleyball. Garibaldi bouncing, trying to stay loose. Maggie Lee has come alive here late in the first set for UCLA. She's got 4 kills along with Sheridan Leverett. Pearson Despagna still with the 4 kills for Georgia Tech. Win and survive, lose and go home. They're looking at a scoring discrepancy. Trying to make sure the score is correct, that the score is proper. The computer says it's 21-18. Here in the arena, it's at 21-19. I have to admit, I had 22-18, but that's on a notebook in front of me, as you can see. Some of the fans and family making a trip across country, and I'm guessing down from Cincinnati or other hometowns closer to Lexington, Kentucky, such as, well, there aren't many on this UCLA team, a lot of overseas players. You got a player from Dallas, Texas, one from Raleigh, one from Charleston, South Carolina. So officially now, it is 21-19. So not quite the dramatic difference that we thought it was before. Actually, it was Georgia Tech winning the challenge. Leverett rejected. in the middle, and nicely done by Garibaldi.
And we expect that by Garibaldi. She leads this team in blocks.
UCLA wants a timeout after that block by Garibaldi. You set a new Georgia Tech record this year with 133 rejections, 13 solos. That's a record in the modern scoring era. 18th in the NCAA in blocks and in blocks per set. 23rd overall. As you said, we came to expect that from her. A lot of Georgia Tech players honored, which is not unusual for a Collier coach team, but as you can see, that young lady right there, Garibaldi, is second teamer. Theodorovitz and Mimi Mambu on the freshman team. So there's a bright future for this Georgia Tech team. Garibaldi just a sophomore. Georgia Tech, not just a one-woman team either. Kind of spread the numbers out as you take a look at the balanced attack. They call her Mimi Mambu, leading in kills per set, but Mendez, who's battled an injury this year, Despania, Garibaldi. So many weapons.
So many weapons, and I think that's such a credit to their setter Suarez just distributing. When you are able to distribute to multiple pins, back row, even in your middle, get those people involved, that makes your offense that much more and hard to defend.
Naomi Despania, the freshman from Italy, got off to a great start. And we mentioned she was carrying the offense early. She's up to 5 kills. It's a 1-point game. Georgia Tech is led by as many as 3. But after the 15-12 timeout, when Tech led it, UCLA has slowly overtaken the Jackets. They're up 1, Georgia Tech serving. Sent right back on that left side, and we are tied at 21. The defense, once again, Garibaldi leads the way.
Great blocking there, great block setup. I love the hands over the net and just that hang time there.
Theodorovitch, the freshman. Good pass by Lutz. Quick set into the pancake, or into the donut, missing the pancake by Velez.
Singletary doing a really good job there of switching it up with that off speed. She definitely had the option to find that seam right there in that cross court, but switched it up with that off speed.
Velez just an inch or two away, but UCLA retakes the lead. That's Duffy serving. And the service error, second of the day for UCLA. We are tied up. Duffy won the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award this year. 66 assists in 1 match versus Purdue. That's a busy day.
That is a busy day.
Leverett with a pass right back to her. Didn't get much of a swing, so big opportunity for the Jackets, but a miss hit on that left side by Mimi Mambu, and UCLA edges out to a 1-point lead. Did not get the swing she wanted.
No, but Georgia Tech has Pierce up front, and she's really good off one behind the setter.
Leverett will serve it. First team all conference. Diving dig by the Bruins. Duffy kept it alive, but the Bruins can't make it work, and we're tied again.
Georgia Tech with the opportunity to really maximize this. Starting with the serve here, trying to get UCLA out of system.
Gabby Rybinska played for the Polish under-19 team in the World Championships this past summer. And a crucial serve coming up. Perfect execution by the Bruins. A great pass from Lee. The set to Mariana Singletary, and the redshirt junior puts it down. And it is set point for UCLA.
We just have to talk about that connection there. Duffy having so much feel of Singletary right behind her and leading her in front. Great job by Duffy there.
And it is Singletary. Mambu had to roll it. Back to Lee. Big swing by Mambu, and we are tied. That's what she's been looking for.
I love Mambu's IQ there, just going left back because she knows the middle back is back there. Hard work off the net. Look at this footwork off the net. Big swing getting up, knows that she's going to zone 5.
And went with the angle instead of through the defense.
Absolutely.
Bialeski serving. And a miss hit by Urzwa. Tried to cut it through the defense, but now it's Georgia Tech with a 1-point lead. UCLA needs to talk things over. The lead has gotten away from the Bruins. Schumacher on the other corner, behind the back row. Set point, Georgia Tech. Just a minute ago, UCLA was serving for the set. First set, round 1. Velez with a set. Dig by Urzwa. Over to Maggie Lee. Rejected by the Jackets. And it looked like DeAndre Pierce got the most of it, and Georgia Tech blew a lead, then came back, took the lead, and they take set number 1 by a final of 26-24. Back in a minute on ESPN+. The Trojans, the Tigers, Cal Poly, or Brigham Young on to the regional semifinals next week. And we are underway as Fyodorovich serves for the first time for Tech. UCLA starts off with a point. Sheridan Leverett, and she has done that now. What is that, 5 kills for her.
Leverett doing a great job finding that high hands and really that deep 1 pocket.
7 straight matches with double-digit kills for Leverett coming into the tournament, but Georgia Tech answers with a high-flying Garibaldi in the middle of the net.
Great job passing there, really getting it in system. That allows Suarez to really set up her hitters a great ball.
Second team all-conference, 4th on the team in kills with 208. She'll serve it. Off the heel. Well, Leverett didn't get much of a swing either time. But now a free ball for the Bruins. Garibaldi to the rescue. Big chance for UCLA. And they make the most of it thanks to Mariana Singletary, redshirt junior from Charleston, South Carolina.
Great job by Singletary off of 1, doing a thumb down, going line shot, knowing that the middle is there.
Transferred in from Texas, first team all-conference, second on the team in blocks. And the Bruins, Kate Duffy to serve. Good pass by Velez. Espana rejected. I got it. See, I fumbled the catch. Yeah, I got the ball. Didn't make a clean catch, but I'll take credit. Take another look at Espana being rejected here by UCLA. Good D.
Love this block setup. Look at that hang time, just both hands in sync, pressing over. That's what you want in a block.
And clean. Nobody touched the net, obviously. Duffy again. Overpass, easy kill. UCLA cleaning up right now. Everett's never had, well, she might have had an easier kill, but not today. So it's 4-1 Bruins. Quick set, execution for DeAndre Pierce. Georgia Tech responds.
Love that pass by Despaigne. Really just gave Pierce the option to hit and Suarez to really set her up. So great job by Despaigne responding back.
Pierce on that Texas team in 2022 that won the title. Didn't get to play for the Longhorns, but part of the team. Transferred over to Atlanta on the slide. And no rescuing that. Another one for UCLA. And Georgia Tech seemed out of sorts. They're going to call time, I believe, are they? I thought they were heading for their fan. No, that's a substitution. So a 3-point lead Once again for UCLA, Leverett will serve it. Pierce sent right back by the Bruins. And a miss hit. Really, she was kind of off balance, Fyodorovich, from that back line. You got to kind of step into that, don't you?
Absolutely, and you can see Coach Collier just saying, calm down, just really being patient in those high tense moments.
You think they're pressing a little?
A little bit. I think it's maybe some energy coming off of that real tough win, 26-24.
But also great defense on that right side by UCLA. Singletary and Urzwa on the right side. And now Georgia Tech wants a timeout because they trail it 7-2. And we will step out as well. 5-point Bruin lead on ESPN+. Back at Historic Memorial Coliseum, Dick Gabriel, Cameron Scheitzock. Glad to have you along here on ESPN+. And you can see the story of the first set. Not pretty, a lot of defense. And you can tell by the hitting numbers, there was a lot of defense, but Georgia Tech really struggling, hitting in the negatives as UCLA hitting as a team. 571. Boy, has the momentum shifted as Leverett serves for the Bruins. And out of the timeout, Georgia Tech gets it done thanks to Mimi Mambu, but we mentioned momentum swing earlier, and we saw it coming into the set.
Absolutely, and Georgia Tech really needs to switch it and get back, get some points going, and it starts with a serve right here.
So the Jackets send Laura Bialeski back to serve again. And once again at Maggie Lee. Good opportunity for the Jackets, and they take full advantage. And once again, it's Pierce getting it done. The grad student out of Austin, Texas.
Pierce transitioning hard off the net, demanding the ball. That's what you want in a bit of blocker.
Velez to the rescue. Fyodorovich is long from that left side. Defense has been good on that far side for UCLA, which leads by 4 once again. And Mariana Singletary will serve for the Bruins. All conference. Fyodorovich with a big swing, but there was Singletary. Maggie Lee has to roll it. Quick set Pierce, off speed, but it's outside the line. Boy, a good opportunity for Georgia Tech, just couldn't keep it in bounds.
High IQ there from Pierce, knowing that a middle blocker's in that left back position and just tipping it right over the block really challenges that middle blocker to defend that.
Singletary also transferred in from Texas in 2024, played in both the Final Four matches against Wisconsin and Nebraska, so she knows what it's like. Fyodorovich rejected. Urzwa on that far side. Biggest lead of the day for UCLA at 10-4. Singletary serving. Fyodorovich this time cuts it right through the defense. She's been trying to do that all day.
And she finds that line shot. Line shot just straight down where her shoulder's facing.
So now Sophia Velez, 5'4" senior out of Trinity Valley Community College. Urzwa, wrong way, Velez to the rescue. Free ball. Urzwa sends it right down at Despania, and she can't handle it. It's a 6-point game.
And you can see that this set just falls a little inside for that right side pin, which might honestly shake up the middle blocker a little bit, but she's able to get that kill.
Bruins by 6. Kat Lutz serving. Fyodorovich sent right back, and nobody's home. You got to credit that UCLA right side defense.
Absolutely. Just a key in overall defense. Really doing a great job putting hands over on that pin.
Maggie Lee and Brooklyn Briscoe. This time Feodorovich goes the other way, but UCLA keeps it alive. The joust goes to Georgia Tech. Net violation.
And you love that when you're a setter front row and you win that joust at the net. It's the best. Another home run feeling.
And usually it's, for whatever reason, the second person who gets there, right?
Absolutely. You want to be the second one to the ball.
Oh, I almost had that one. But UCLA couldn't keep it in bounds. A point for Georgia Tech. Man, they're picking on us today, but that's all right. We're up to it. So once again, Suarez to serve it. Junior from Brazil. Cover from the back row. Didn't get enough on it. Espana with a big swing. Maggie Lee goes off speed. Saved by Suarez. Espana, rocket shot through the defense. And the freshman pulls Georgia Tech to within 4.
Great job by Georgia Tech. Really, when the setter's digging the ball, you want to make sure that you are able to kill that ball. So great job by Georgia Tech's libero putting up a hittable ball.
Eloise Suarez, more than 1,000 assists this season. Big swing from the near side, Maggie Lee. I should say Suarez with her career 1,000 this season. Maggie Lee will serve. Native of Beijing. Stands 6'4". Officially 6'3". Quick set. UCLA keeps it alive. Back row Lee, rejected by Georgia Tech. Velez with a set. Espana, diving dig by Lee. Diving dig by Velez. Best rally of the day. Velez can't keep it in bounds, and a point for UCLA, hard earned.
And what we expect, Leverett finishing that long rally. That was a great job. Great job by both teams, just hustling and just gritty work. That was awesome.
Well, Velez being congratulated by her brother Suarez, by her team for a couple of nice plays, but UCLA extends the lead again to 6. Biggest of the day as Lee serves again. That's long, or wide I should say, and a point off the hands though of Georgia Tech. And the Bruins make it 15-8. And there's timeout on the floor. 7-point lead. Really both teams finding themselves middle of the year, getting momentum down the stretch. Maggie Lee again. Good execution, starting with a pass by Velez. The set for Suarez. And it is 15-9 now.
Suarez doing a great job off the net a little bit and giving it to the middle there.
Garibaldi with a kill. Boy, Leverett got every bit of that. That is exactly what we were just talking about, all that power.
Watch here as Leverett just really sitting back on the foot and powerful approach, which makes her powerful swing.
Schumacher serving. Leverett again. This time rejected. Overpass. Bruins keep it alive somehow. But off the hands of Schumacher, and the kill for Mimi Mambu.
Love that grit, love that intensity by Mambu. Really working hard to transition off the net and get herself available. Definitely want to see more of her this match.
Mimi Mambu began her Tech career with 3 straight double-doubles. Great way to introduce yourself. On the slide, Singletary, but Georgia Tech was there. Espana has to change speeds. Espana again, and this time slices right through the UCLA defense.
And I have to credit the offense and the defense. Look how fluid it is. Everything's congested right there on that right side pin, but they're able to figure it out and get that kill.
Yellow Jackets playing with more confidence. Falling behind early, trying to battle back. Free ball now for the Bruins. On the slide, Singletary, nicely done by Suarez. But to Espana, they're saying high hands, but the officials disagree, and a point for UCLA. Back to a 6-point game as Velez checks back in for the Yellow Jackets. And it's going to be Kate Duffy serving for UCLA, the sophomore from Ventura High School. Miscommunication and an ace. Bad time to miscommunicate. 7-point lead now for the Bruins. If you're joining us late, Georgia Tech led for most of the first set. UCLA rallied in the final stages and won the first set. They led virtually the entire way here in set number 2. Save by Schumacher. Big swing, Leverett.
Great swing by Leverett there, just finding it right over the block. Cross court is her bread and butter there. You can see this big arm swing cross court right there, finds it for
Ninth
UCLA.
kill for Sheridan Leverett. Duffy to serve it again. Espana got a good swing, but rejected on that near side by Singletary and Leverett.
Great job by Singletary, getting to the pin and closing, pushing those hands over the block. Georgia Tech needs to do a good job of making sure all eyes are on that block and covering.
9-point lead, biggest of the day. Georgia Tech wanted a net violation, but the point goes to UCLA, and Eloise Suarez came over asking for an explanation. Collier up off the bench for Georgia Tech. That was kind of odd looking. I don't know, did the Georgia Tech player get a chance to touch the ball?
It was a little bit odd. We'll see what they say here. Coach looks like she's going to challenge this.
And here in the tournament, we're back to the green challenge card. During the SEC regular season, they use a hand signal. But Georgia Tech will challenge officially that there should have been a net violation on UCLA, and
Georgia
the
Tech
Jackets
is challenging that the blocker touch the ball, which would make it reaching over the net.
I was going to say that the Jackets need this one to go their way, otherwise they're down 10, with UCLA owning all the momentum. Take another look. Ooh. Looked like the setter got there first, Coach. What do you think?
I think so too. Nobody in the net, but yeah, hard call here, but I do think the setter was there first.
We don't get a vote, sadly.
We don't.
And by the way, the crowd is growing here at Historic Memorial Coliseum. If you're watching in the Lexington area, the next match will begin 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, not necessarily at 7 o'clock straight up. There's another look at it. Naked eye, honestly, I thought the blocker got there first. But now that I've seen the replays. And once again, Hawkeye technology, which is tremendous, is available to the officials, but not to us. They'll see the replays we have if they want, but they look at a lot more than what we see.
After review, the call is reversed. Reaching over on the blocker. Georgia Tech will get the point and retain their challenge.
Shows what I know. I guess it's good that we don't get a vote. But I retain my right to second guess. So it is 20-12 now. Not a 10-point game, but an 8-point lead for the Jackets. Boy, if looks could kill right now. Mariana Singletary, not the happiest of campers. So here we see Gabby Rubinska checking in again to serve it, the freshman. And she makes the dig, does Rubinska. And Georgia Tech's Mimi Mambu sends it over.
Great job by Mambu, really just waiting and finding that. She took it line, which is hard to defend for UCLA.
Rubinska at Leverett. Lee has to rescue, and that's a free ball for Georgia Tech. Quick set, Pierce rejected. And a net violation for UCLA. The Georgia Tech bench saw it before it was called. And it's down to a 6-point lead. Momentum may be shifting. Rubinska on a mild run right now, wants to make it a major run. Leverett has to push it. Rubinski to the rescue. Free ball for UCLA. Urzwa. Rubinska again keeps it alive. Big swing by Mambu with a diving dig for Schumacher. Leverett. Velez goes to the floor to save it. Leverett again. Can't save it this time. Man, she unloaded.
Unloaded, just that powerful swing.
But what a job by Velez on the previous swing. It flattened her.
Absolutely. Nobody better there, because you know that Leverett loves that cross-court shot. Nobody better there in that left back position.
And she will serve it. Mambu rejected by Singletary. Gets a Yogi Berra hug from Schumacher. I know you don't know that name. I'll explain it to you later. 8-point lead. Service error, first of the set for the Bruins. That's their third of the afternoon. And cuts the deficit to 7. Bielski checks in to serve. Boy, a tip of the cap to Codling for the save she made on the UCLA side of the net.
Absolutely, and Duffy just doing a great job there, just tipping it up, just putting it up for her middle blocker to get it over the net.
Carly Hendrickson for the second time will serve it, the Cincinnati native. But that's too much, maybe a little too much adrenaline. Back to a 7-point game, and Velez will serve. More than 1,500 digs in her JUCO career. Led all JUCOs for that 2-year span. Urzwa hammering it down, but the Jackets keep it alive. Maggie Lee tried to punch it over. Urzwa again. Espana. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it gets it done.
Absolutely, Despania doing a great job in the right back, being stopped when the hitter's hitting the ball and making a move outside of her body line to get that ball up and the play keep going.
Fyodorovich got the kill. She's been swinging so hard all day, all she had to do was punch that one over. Back to a 6-point game, Velez will serve. Velez with a set, back row Bielski. Velez the diving dig. Fyodorovich got that big swing. Anya Fyodorovich will not be denied. And UCLA, which led by 8, now with a timeout, leading just 23-18, but stuck on 23.
Absolutely. Georgia Tech doing a good job. Again, speaking about momentum, just point after point, just taking it for that. UCLA needs to come out of this timeout and get a stop Georgia Tech from this momentum scoring.
Georgia Tech hitting just 068 here in set number 2 to 225 for UCLA. But Jackets with a little bit of momentum, down 5. Back to Maggie Lee, the dig by Rubinska. Fyodorovich. Schumacher with a save. Maggie Lee keeps it alive. Boy, Velez working hard for the Jackets. Dig by Codling. Maggie Lee finally gets it to fall off the hands of the Jackets. And it's set point.
You can just see this intensity in Maggie Lee. She wants that ball. She wants to get this kill. Look at that intensity in her.
Lutz will serve for the set. Fyodorovich gets the swing she wanted.
Hey, when it works, it works.
Yeah, absolutely right. You just got to keep swinging. Anya, all-conference freshman. Eloise Soares serving. Jackets cannot catch up. The big swing from Brooklyn Briscoe ends it for UCLA. They win set 2 and take a 2-0 lead. We'll come back as the Bruins play for a sweep here on ESPN+. We're tied at 1 apiece. And they start off with Despania, the big swing.
Great swing from there, powerful. She was ready for it. She's coming into this match ready. I think a go-to for the setter Suarez.
So now Fyodorovich. Oh, a little moisture on the floor. That's what we're waiting on. Right back at Maggie Lee. And the set goes once again to Singletary. We're tied at 1 apiece.
Singletary with just a solo block here. You can see it. It's really hard for Mambu to defend. Singletary just finding that open court there.
And so once again, Anna Bosey checks in to serve it. I beg your pardon, that was Kate Duffy. Velez cannot make the diving save. And a point for the Bruins.
Great off speed there, switching it up. Keeps your defenders on their toes. I think serving here definitely is going great. When you make the player kind of fall forward, drop forward, it's really hard to convert out of that.
Duffy the setter for UCLA. Set to Urzwa again. Espana rejected on that far side. Once again, it's Singletary and Leverett.
What a great blocking duo. Both hands over the net, just that hang time. It's hard to get through that.
Kate Duffy again. They try the quick set, but it didn't work for Georgia Tech, and another point for the Bruins.
Singletary with that solo block, that feels so good as a middle. Great read there.
Surprised we haven't seen more of the quick sets. So Duffy will keep right on serving. Sophomore from Ventura, California. And again, a little moisture on the floor. we seeing a challenge? I believe we are. Not
Georgia
entirely
Tech
sure. Here
is
we go.
challenging a net.
Ah, all right. So maybe Duffy serves when we come back. Well, I think I know what I see, but I'm always wrong.
I think she's clear.
Yellow Jackets led
After
for
review,
most.
the call is confirmed. Georgia Tech will lose their challenge.
Georgia Tech led for most of the first set. UCLA took the lead. Georgia Tech battled back and won it 26-24. Bruins led for virtually the entire way in set number 2. And now the Bruins lead at 4-1. So here we go again with Kate Duffy. There's a quick set. Singletary takes full advantage.
Duffy finding Singletary a little bit off the net there. Credit to both of them. Singletary really opening up. I think Duffy can go just a little bit higher so that Singletary can have that full reach when she swings.
Duffy 22 digs against Washington this year, a career high, but a service error. And a break for Georgia Tech. 5-2 Bruins. Bianca Garibaldi. Transferred from Pittsburgh. On the slide, Singletary picks up her 10th kill.
Singletary hitting over 400. She's so dynamic off of one foot here, finding that seam. Credit to Singletary really seeing that block.
6'4" redshirt junior. Leverett to serve it. Mishit by Velez. Ace for Leverett.
UCLA serving, really putting the pressure on Georgia Tech's serve receive here.
Sheridan Leverett last year honorable mention All-America, first team Big Ten, all Big Ten. And again, they don't handle the serve well, do the Jackets, but they keep it in play. Well, she tried for the diving pancake, but Velez just couldn't get there in time, and it pays to go off speed sometimes.
It does, and really got to talk about this connection between Duffy and Singletary. Finding her off the net, Singletary being able, even if that set's a little low, Singletary being able to find it.
Bruins lead it by 6. Match is tied at 1 apiece here in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And so are two teams, Toledo and St. Thomas of Minnesota. Dick Gabriel, Cam Scheitzak here in Lexington, where Georgia Tech and UCLA have a good one going, and that's a good one right there. Big right arm of Mimi Mambu. As the Yellow Jackets and Bruins go at it, they're tied at 1 apiece, 8-3 to score here in set number 3. This is the kind of match we expected, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both teams showing up with intensity. Their middles are hitting over 400 right now, really hard to defend.
5-point lead for UCLA. They said Maggie Lee. Back it comes to Mambu off the hands of Schumacher. Back-to-back kills for Mimi Mambu.
Have to credit Torres there for Georgia Tech giving Mambu a one-on-one. That's what you love to see. You want Mambu to really execute on that one-on-one.
And a season high 20 kills against Duke earlier this year. Dig by Fyodorovich. Quick attack for Georgia Tech. The Bruins keep it alive. Net violation on the Jackets. Boy, a heads-up play, though, as Georgia Tech tried to dump. Bruins kept it alive.
Absolutely.
Now, Michelle Collier wants an explanation. No challenge. Sorry. Singletary serving. Oh, that just cleared the tape. Nicely done by Pierce. Boy, she made a long run to make that slide work.
Yes, Pierce, that's Pierce's bread and butter right there. You can see how hard she works to get behind the timing of the ball, finding that, almost touching the block at the tips, the fingers of Maggie Lee.
Bialeski serving for Georgia Tech. Miss hit by Maggie Lee, and that's the ace for Georgia Tech. The Jackets pulled to win in 3. That's a rare mistake by Maggie Lee. Bialeski, a native of Brazil. Oh, the quick set worked perfectly for Briscoe. That ball was up and down before the Jackets could move.
Great choice there by Duffy, really feeding her middle there, giving her both options. She could go cross court and just go to the one position. She could go zone 5. She really had a lot of options there.
Perfectly executed by Duffy. And now Lutz to serve it. Too much muscle. Back to a 10-point game. Sophia Velez, junior college transfer, the senior. Big opportunity for Georgia Tech. Dig by Schumacher. Up to Lee. Off the hands of the Bruins. Huge swing for Anya Fyodorovich, the freshman. Velez will serve it. And by the way, our apologies. We've been told there's been a jersey switch. We'll pick that up for you here in just a minute. Maggie Lee with a huge swing.
UCLA definitely wanting to get Maggie Lee involved, get her going. She is capable of putting down the ball, executing the point when needed.
On the Georgia Tech roster, the number 4 is Gabby Rubinska, but Abby Lee is wearing number 4 now, not number 15, so instead of Gabby Rubinski, it's Abby Lee. Our apologies, but we were just notified of that. Through the UCLA defense. Another point for the Jackets.
Great job by Fyodorovich here, utilizing that block, tooling the block to get this point.
That's in. That's a winner by Brooklyn Briscoe.
High-level volleyball there, finding that deep pocket. That is not easy, especially off the net.
And now Lola Schumacher drops back to serve. And the All-Big Ten freshman team last year. What a play as Georgia Tech saves the pass. It looked like it was going to be an overpass, but it turned into a kill by Nomin Despania. And the Jackets pulled within 2. Fyodorovich will serve it. Quick attack, nicely done by Kate Duffy.
And love how she drops that right now in this set. She really wants to get her pins established, and that's what the defense goes to. And then when they're least expecting it, dumping it straight down. Really dynamic, jumping straight up and pulling that ball down to the middle of the court. It's hard to defend.
Both teams have tried the set or dump today, but this is the first one that's been successful. And now, more moisture on the floor. Shelly Collier's team trying to pull closer to the Bruins and put more pressure on UCLA, as the Jackets did in set number 1. Garibaldi hanging and hitting for Georgia Tech.
Really want to point out something about Suarez's hands here. You can see elbows are straight. It just pops like a hot potato right out of her hands. Very hard to defend and greet those hands for the middle blocker.
And Garibaldi to serve it. Right side defense gets it done for the Yellow Jackets as Sheridan Lever really couldn't get much on the ball. The serve took her into the net, or rather the set took her into the net. It's a 1-point game. She got the swing she wanted that time, but the defense was outstanding for Georgia Tech, and we are tied at 13.
Look at this triple block here. They know the ball's going to Leverett. Dynamic hitter, triple block, talked about, and all in sync. Great job on Georgia Tech's defense.
Despania and Pierce credited with block assists. Despania. Schumacher sends it back, but that's long, and Georgia Tech takes the lead. First lead in set number 3. Jackets led for most of set 1, had to come back and win 26-24. UCLA comfortably led most of set 2. And the Jackets lead by 2 now thanks to Despania. That is kill number 11 for the Italy native. So timeout on the floor. It's a 15-13 lead for the Jackets with Garibaldi serving. And an ace.
It's a hard ball there to pass. It's in between that middle blocker, Singletary, and also Leverett. Needs to definitely communicate on that, who's going to take it. And we see now they're switching it up, pulling Leverett on the right side to really spread the offense here.
Garibaldi now with 24 service aces on the year. And a line violation, basically the same as an ace. So a run now for the Jackets. Building momentum and building the lead. Big opportunity for the Jackets again, but Despania rejected. Urzwa on the left side.
Great job by Singletary closing on that outside pin. UCLA needs to use this now as momentum and get behind the serving line and putting pressure on it.
Sheridan Lever will try to get things started. 3-point game. Quick set, Pierce in the middle.
Great job by Pierce, really driving into that and going cross court. Watch here as she pulls that blocker, bread and butter right there.
Kill number 10. With only 2 errors, hitting .471. We have a day, Deandra Pierce. 4-point Yellow Jacket lead, but a service error cuts it to 3. And the Bruins will go back to work. Making their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2021. 6 straight now for Georgia Tech. Carly Hendrickson to serve it again. Ace by Hendrickson. Again, off the bench and gets it done.
That's 2 tonight for her. That's awesome here. Even on the sideline here, you can see Lola Schumacher really being a vocal leader even when she's not on the court.
So back to a 2-point game. Waiting on a little more housekeeping. Clean the floor. But service error. Back to a 3-point lead. You know, we talked about the renovation here, the air conditioning, but it was incredible early in the season when it was so warm in here. Kentucky matches, how many times they had to stop and really work at mopping up all that perspiration off the floor. I know it sounds kind of disgusting, but it's a safety issue, and you don't have to worry about it quite as much anymore. The Massey gives it right back on the service error. Back to a 2-point game. Lutz returning for UCLA. The serve against the Jackets, who have led by as many as 4. Another service error. That's 3 straight now. Back and forth we go. Maybe a little too much adrenaline?
Maybe. Hopefully Georgia Tech can get this one in.
They did, and it's an ace. Back to a 4-point game thanks to the serve by Sofia Velez. 18 service aces on the year for the libero. Maggie Lee with a big swing. Haven't said her name in a while. That'd be where UCLA starts to go to try to make sure that the Jackets don't run off with this one. She's gonna, yeah, Maggie Lee will serve it. Free ball for the Jackets. That's long. Georgia Tech says high hand, says a touch. They immediately look over at Michelle Collier. She grabbed the green card? Yes, she does. So while they review this one, we'll wait to see what the score actually is.
Georgia Tech is challenging a touch.
Too fast for me. I did not see that.
I didn't either.
But instantly, every player on the Georgia Tech side of the net came up saying hands. And again, we don't have the Hawkeye technology available to us, but the officials do. Did Briscoe touch it with her left hand? I don't think anybody else got close to it. I don't think Schumacher got it either. Well, we've seen challenges hold up. We've seen them reversed. Obviously, both teams fighting for every point they can get.
After review, the call is confirmed. Georgia Tech will lose their challenge.
Wow. So, it was clean on the UCLA side. Point for the Bruins. Back to a 2-point game. Maggie Lee will serve it again. 8 kills on the day, hitting .240, 7 digs. They're contributing in more than one way. Boy, the Jackets almost immediately out of system, and it paid off for UCLA.
Maggie Lee going back again really needs to capitalize on this serve. I think with her height, she definitely can have a little higher toss to get more trajectory on that ball, making it harder to pass.
Bruins looking to tie it up. Lee with a save. Leverett has to punch it. Free ball for the Bruins. But off the hand of Maggie Lee. Boy, she couldn't have placed that any better. Garibaldi sent it to the deep corner, and we're tied. I beg your pardon, it's 22-20. Suarez to serve it. And actually, it was Suarez with a kill. Lee with a dig. Overpass, easy kill for Garibaldi. to a 3-point game for Georgia Tech. The Bruins had pulled within one. But Georgia Tech closing in on a second win here in the match. Give the Bruins a little more size, or a lot more size. Checked in for the 5-4 Lux. Briscoe rejected. They go over to Leverett. Violation on Georgia Tech.
Hey, great job for UCLA coming out of that timeout, really just capitalizing on that point. Now Schumacher back to serve, really needs to get going. As you can see her really intense there, telling her team, let's go, let's go.
Swing and a miss by Despania. Neither side looked pretty on that one. But the point goes to UCLA, and Georgia Tech needs another timeout. Schumacher to serve. Dig by Schumacher, rescued and sent over, so a free ball. Garibaldi off the hands of Urzwa. And it is set point.
Look at Suarez here. While she's running, she looks to see where those blockers are and who's still running back and feeds it into the middle. Great high volleyball IQ by Suarez there.
Fyodorovich serving. Well, just a perfect set to Mariana Singletary by Duffy.
It's
No
like
defense.
a melody.
Yeah.
A melody,
Yeah.
simply.
There was no defense for that. Such rhythm, like you say. And Duffy to serve it. 13 kills for Singletary. Mimi Mambu puts it down for Georgia Tech. And the Yellow Jackets, the last seed or one of the last teams in, has beaten UCLA here in set number 3. It's 2-1. Back in a minute on ESPN Plus. So here we go, ready for set number 4 in the Kentucky Quadrant, round number 1 at historic Memorial Coliseum. Garibaldi opens with a serve. And right away they go to Leverett, and why not?
Leverett finding that deep corner, that deep pocket. Great job by Duffy squaring her hips, making sure that ball is falling in front of Leverett.
So Lola Schumacher to serve it for the Bruins. Well, Deandra Pierce got a big swing, but Schumacher with a dig. Leverett with a big swing. Velez the diving dig. And Mimi Mambu goes off speed. Brilliantly done.
Great job by Mambu right there. When you tip over the block, just right there, the right back and the outside hitter are kind of who goes, whose ball, what's going on. So great job by Mambu executing there with
Mambu
off
from
speed.
Chantilly, Virginia, where she was 3 times an All-Stater. This is Abby Lee. We kept misidentifying her earlier after the jersey switch. Right, she just makes it look easy, doesn't she? Mariana Singletary at 6'4".
Singletary at the end of that hit, just arms up saying, what more, what more? This is her bread and butter here. She loves it, so much fun. Look at that. She's like, absolutely.
Duffy will serve it. Jackets put it down. Tied it to a piece. Megrin Kong is checked in, by the way, for UCLA. Transfer out of Louisville. But the point goes to Georgia Tech. And now Bialeski will serve for the Yellow Jackets. That's long. Bruins say there was a touch.
And And I think on that ball, Duffy just needs to go a little bit higher. Singletary jumps so high, has such a high arm. Really get her just a little bit higher, and she can definitely bounce that ball.
So a 3-2 lead for the Bruins. And Levitt will serve it. Wide, tried to go down the line. We're tied at 3. Service error number 9 for UCLA. Velez to serve. 13 digs on the day. Kong with a big swing. Garibaldi, they're saying hands. UCLA says no, and the officials agree.
That set right there from Duffy, where you have a middle blocker coming in, running an A, which is a fast tempo right in front of you, and then also right behind her. That's really hard to defend because it's such a quick speed.
Stanley serving. Left side set, Theodorovich rejected by Brooklyn Briscoe.
Look at this block here, both hands just right over the net, beautifully in sync. It's hard to get past that.
Briscoe, the redshirt sophomore from San Diego. Singletary serving. No look dump, but UCLA was ready. How about that set?
Gosh.
Flying away from her teammates, Eloise Suarez. Perfect pass.
Absolutely. Just getting it out there, and was really spinning while she was setting. Look at this. Great up there. Spins as she sets to get that ball out there. Great job by Suarez.
And now she'll serve it. 38 assists, 9 digs for Suarez so far today. Defense on the left side. Theodorovich, Garibaldi over there to reject Pegram Kong, the transfer from Louisville. She's been battling a knee injury much of the year. But when she has played, the Bruins are 9-3 with her in the lineup. Boy, Maggie Lee receiving the serve and then putting it away.
Important communication here between Maggie Lee and Duffy. When Duffy's pulled towards that outside pin, you definitely want to have kind of like a hot potato situation where she just puts up the ball because Maggie Lee is coming in hard. Great communication between the two.
So now 5'4", Kat Lutz from Del Mar, California. Espana long, but a touch by the Bruins.
Credit that to Suarez, almost giving her a one-on-one. You saw that big gap, that big seam, and Espana just going up and hammering it.
We are tied again at 6. Anya Theodorovich serving for Georgia Tech. Bruins will try it again. Lee didn't get much on it. Nor do the Yellow Jackets, but it worked.
Mambu getting that off-speed shot and communicating with Suarez, hey, I'm inside, set the ball inside, and doing an off-speed, kind of no looky cookie is what we would call that. Lutz can be stopped
more
on
pastry. You've got the cookie now, the pancake, the donut. Back row, big swing, Leverett.
I think the first one we've seen probably out of the back row.
Yep.
With a kill of Leverett. Look at this here. Just making herself so available, that fast tempo. It's almost like having a fourth hitter. Great job great connection between Duffy and Leverett.
Now, if you stay with us for match 2, you're going to see a lot of back row attacks from Brooklyn DeLay, Eva Hudson for Kentucky. But you're right, we haven't seen many today. This young lady, Maggie Lee's had a few. That's long. UCLA retakes the lead. Back and forth we go. They set to Espana. That's a winner.
Credit to the pass there, giving Suarez really a lot of options just to get her hitters hittable balls there, and really kind of pulled the block with the middle there. So then Espana had a late block on her right side pin.
7th tie already here in set number 4. Off the hands of Garibaldi on the slide.
Love Duffy
Brooklyn
forcing.
Briscoe, yeah.
Love Duffy forcing that. Just going against the grain is kind of what we call it, where you're throwing it back all that you can and try to get it to the pin there.
Briscoe contributing 6 digs today and 4 blocks. Quick set, but a dig by Schumacher. Leverett has to punch it across. Dig by Lutz. Quick set. Jackets keep it alive. Defense by Georgia Tech. It was Pierce and Despagna. It's 9 up.
Great communication here. Really, Despagna saying inside, and that triple block against Leverett. Key for Georgia Tech's defense right there.
Abby Lee checks back in, 6'1" freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia. Alpharetta High School Player of the Year in her city last year. That's way long, off the big right arm of Sheridan Leverett. And Georgia Tech takes the lead. First time in set number 3, the Jackets have led it. Hammering it down, and once again, Mariana Singletary puts the arms up like, yeah, what, you know, another day at the office.
Another day on the job. Definitely a hard rotation to defend for Georgia Tech, where you have Singletary and you have Leverett, 2 hitters. It's kind of like, where should Pierce go? Should she go with Leverett? Should she go with Singletary? So good job by Duffy delivering to Singletary there.
And Kong goes 6'4", and she's in. Big swing by Leverett. Very deliberate set. She was able to just wind up and crank it.
Gets it through. Triple block is definitely hard to swing through. She definitely can hit it, kind of roll shot to that 4 position if she needed.
Duffy serving. Off the hands of Schumacher. No handling that by Mimi Lambu. That's her 12th kill.
Great job by Mambu here. That approach is just powerful along with her swing.
A nice set by Suarez, sort of in mid-air set it. Leverett off of Velez. Free ball for the Bruins. They've got to tip it, so Georgia Tech with a big chance here. And Theodorovich makes them pay.
Great job by Theodorovich getting off the net and utilizing that block to score the point there.
So Georgia Tech retakes the lead. And Bialeski, a freshman from Brazil, serving. Quick attack by Singletary.
Singletary gets the kill. Point UCLA.
Tied again.
Singletary hitting over 500 in the 4th set. That is quite incredible. And kudos to Duffy really distributing that ball to her.
17 kills for Mariana Singletary. On the slide, Pierce off the hands of the Bruins. Jackets retake the lead.
And look at Pierce here, a little bit high of a slide, but just being so good about waiting on that foot and just approaching it.
Pierce hitting .474. Service error by Velez. Tied at 13. We mentioned that Pierce last year in that first round against South Alabama hit .667. Highest hitting percentage by a Georgia Tech player in the NCAA tournament in the modern scoring era. So she likes the pressure of the NCAA tournament.
And that's what you want on your team. You want somebody who knows the ropes and can lead young players into this tournament.
Duffy runs it down. But that's long, no touch by the Jackets. Jackets take 14-13 lead. Suarez to serve. Maggie Lee powers it through the defense. Ties it up.
Maggie Lee finding a way on that point. Here she is, pass to attack. Great job by Maggie Lee there. Really finding that block and tooling it.
10th kill, along with 9 digs for Maggie Lee. Lutz to serve it. Espana hammers it home. 14 kills and a 15-14 lead for Georgia Tech. And we'll step out on ESPN Plus.
She is. What a night for her. 17 kills, hitting over 500, 4 digs, 7 blocks. That's a great night.
And it's not over yet. Bruins come to Maggie Lee out of the timeout, and it pays off. They're tied once again.
Maggie Lee utilizing that block, high, heavy hands, and the rest follows. Great job by Maggie Lee. Now back to serve.
The set looking very much like set number 1, which was back and forth. Set number 2 was almost all Bruins, but Georgia Tech came out of that break and has played well here in set 3, as has UCLA. Quick set Garibaldi, but there's Lutz. On the slide, it's Brooklyn Briscoe.
Credit to Duffy, really finding that groove with her slide, pushing it out, following that, and great job by Briscoe just getting in line with it and hitting it.
7 kills now for Briscoe, hitting .294. Maggie Lee to serve. Espana got it through the defense, but UCLA keeps it alive. And Espana and Garibaldi team up to send it right back and tie it up again.
Great job by Despaigne, just going up, heavy arm, just going for the swing despite the block. The block was a little bit late on that, which she favored from, so hopefully Georgia Tech can now get a run on points.
So on the block assists, we are tied at 16. Leverett has it sent right back, but it's wide, and a point for the Bruins.
I think right there is a key for Leverett when she's facing that triple block. Utilize that right hand on that opposite. Just utilize that and tool it to hit Georgia Tech's hand and then fall outside the court.
Lola Schumacher, the Wisconsin graduate, or Wisconsin transfer, I should say. Mambu again. Diving save by Schumacher. Free ball, Georgia Tech. Mambu gets the big swing, but rejected on that right side. But yeah, that was Duffy.
Credit to UCLA's defense here. This is a pretty quick tempo for Duffy to get out there and take that cross court, which we know is Mambu's bread and butter.
Lola Schumacher, reigning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week, led the Big Ten in digs. Despaigne rejected by Sheridan Leverett.
No better duo there. I mean, that block was just all over. Look at this block right here. Leverett communicating, Singletary just pressing over. Great job by Leverett, great setup, and just hang time.
And now a 3-point lead for UCLA, prompting a Georgia Tech timeout. Lola Schumacher will serve it. Espana rejected. Singletary.
And we see it again. Great job. Espana having difficulties on the opposite side here, getting past this block, both hands over, pressed. Look how clean that is. Here's UCLA, that's great.
You can see why Singletary was first team all-conference. Espana tried to go around the defense.
And credit to Espana there. You know these are tall people blocking you. I would go high hands too. I think that's a great high volleyball IQ by Espana there.
Just ran out of room. Now a 5-point game. Nothing you can do when Mimi Mambu gets the ball like that and goes up as high as she can.
That's what Georgia Tech needed. Look at Mambu just so in system, waiting back there, power drive, and that's her bread and butter, cross court.
She went up over the 6'4" Mariana. Service error.
Ball served out of bounds. Point UCLA.
You know, and I thought I had seen Mambu do that because Singletary, as we said, 6'4". At the angle we had, Mambu just soaring. But it's a 5-point lead for the Bruins. Espana just couldn't handle it.
Point UCLA.
Pressure serve there from Duffy, great job. Hard ball to pass. When it's kind of right at your chest,
Yeah.
do you go hands, do you go platform? Credit to Duffy there.
And a timeout again by Georgia Tech, but I was going to say that ball was right in the eyes. So you don't go low, you don't go up. What do you do?
It's hard.
Deandra Pierce.
Point Georgia Tech.
That's your go-to coming out of a timeout there. Pierce's front row, you have a good pass. Definitely having her behind is key.
12 kills now for Pierce, hitting .500. Bialeski to serve it. That's long. Singletary thought it was good. The up official said it was. The down official said long. But it's a point UCLA. Possibly a touch. At any rate, it's set point. Leverett to serve. On the overpass, and it's Singletary taking full advantage. And UCLA wins it 25-18. And we will go to set 5. We're back in a minute on ESPN Plus. Well, we've seen runs by both teams. We've seen momentum shifts all afternoon. Espana, that's long. A touch? Yes, there was.
Great play by Espana there, going for those high hands. Knowing that Duffy might be a little bit of a smaller block compared to Singletary, but utilizing that high block with Singletary to score there.
Espana 14, now 15 kills. Third on the team with 214 coming into this afternoon's match. Everett finds the corner, cuts it right through the Georgia Tech defense.
Little messy there, little off on the server seat, but Leverett really making up for it, finding that kill there.
We're tied again.
Duffy serving.
How many times have I said that today?
Yeah.
Duffy to serve. From the back row. Bruins keep it alive. Schumacher somehow sends it back. Espana again goes off speed, but there's Kong. Leverett rolls it. Velez keeps it alive, but no help.
high IQ play there from Leverett. Leverett's in the 4 position, number 4 on the court, and then cutting it kind of to that sharp 4 with a little roll. So we call that going 4 to 4, where you're in zone 4 and then you get the kill on the other side of the net in zone 4.
Duffy to serve. Off the hands, Despania makes the play for Georgia Tech.
Great job by Despania, really utilizing that block there. High hands, just tooling that block and getting the point there.
Garibaldi serving. Overpass, big opportunity for Tech. Khan got a big swing, Garibaldi with a dig. Bambu punches. Another opportunity for Georgia Tech. What a defense for UCLA has been there. And again, Leverett flexing, why not?
Why not? Look at that block, just really, after a long rally, long play, Singletary closing in. Absolutely. That's a dynamic duo right there.
It's so hard to punch through that front wall of Leverett and Singletary. And now Maggie Lee's on the front line with Kong. You stand 6'4", Maggie Lee 6'3". Boy, Schumacher everywhere on the floor. Maggie Lee off the high hands.
We got to take a second to credit the bros. Both bros working so hard, tremendous digs. Schumacher there with a tremendous dig.
Timeout. And it's UCLA with the early lead here in Memorial Coliseum on ESPN+. Nicely done by Velez to send it back. Well, that's an educated move right there by Singletary, isn't it?
Great job by Singletary here, just having that IQ, getting up, knowing it's a tight play, it's chaotic on her side, and just funneling it to a deep pocket there.
So back to a 2-point difference. And Carly Hendrickson drops back in to serve it again. Senior from Cincinnati. Service error. That's been a problem for UCLA today. 10 on the day. Back to a 1-point game. We played a 15. 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, Wofford and Kentucky here on ESPN+. Wildcats league and tournament champions after the reverse sweep in the SEC tournament championship game over Texas. Laura Bielewski. Dig by Velez. Off the noggin of one of the Jackets. Makes it 6-4.
Kind of
the
a
Bruins signaled it right away.
Yeah, kind of a quick speed here. Definitely would utilize that block and more so kind of just tool it. You have a large block in front of you, can definitely use it to your advantage.
Kat Lutz on to serve it. Boy, Schumacher once again to the rescue. There's Maggie Lee, but that's wide. Shelly Collier up off the bench, leading the cheers for her team.
I love that Maggie Lee went for it. Absolutely. Have to go for it when you're in the 5th set in the NCAA tournament.
One-point game. That's wide.
Hold it out of bounds. Point UCLA.
Bruins once again by 2. Maggie Lee. Jackets say touch. Up official agrees.
It's the kill. Point Georgia
What the
Tech.
Jackets needed right there. Sora's back to serve now and gives her the option of 3 hitters front row, which is what they need.
And a challenge coming. So we will sit tight.
UCLA is challenging no touch.
See what you can see. I would hate to venture a guess. We do great work with our camera folks here, but it happens so quickly.
After review, the call will be reversed.
Ooh.
Point UCLA. They retain their challenge.
Obviously, in a match like this, in a situation like this, that is huge.
And now the teams will switch sides.
And it's 8-5 UCLA. They will switch ends. I mentioned the crowd building here in the Coliseum. Georgia Tech plays in O'Keefe Gymnasium, which holds 1,500 people. The Yellow Jackets have played through 58 consecutive sellouts.
Wow.
And they are one of only 8 teams in Division I to average better than 100% capacity when you figure in standing room. They love their volleyball in Atlanta. Right now, all they care about is staying alive, and they're down 3 to the UCLA Bruins, who had a huge crowd when they played against Nebraska. 10,500 showed up. They took a set off Nebraska. It's the only team in America to do that. Or the only team in the league, I should say. Kentucky took 2 sets. Jackets stay alive. That's off the hands of the Bruins. What they needed out of the timeout.
Great job by Despania, just coming out of that timeout, ready for the ball, demanding for the ball, and a powerful swing.
Anya Fyodorovich gets the kill. Heads up play. Great set on the slide, and they go off speed with it. Brooklyn Briscoe.
Great job by Duffy finding her middle blocker behind her, a little bit off the net, hard ball to set. But Briscoe finding that right there with off speed.
Schumacher. Rejected by the setter, Kate Duffy. How about a solo block in the 5th set by the setter?
No better feeling. Look at this. Kate Duffy really just seeing it with her eyes, taking Despania's cross court, what she knows. I have to credit Suarez to a solo block here, giving Despania a solo block. Really want your hitter to put that down.
And a timeout for Georgia Tech. It's getting late for the Yellow Jackets. We played a 15. And as you can see, Georgia Tech making its 6th consecutive trip to the NCAA tournament. They won a 6th straight trip to the 2nd round. Every year they've gone, they've won a match in the 1st round. And UCLA hoping to play on after being absent from the tournament for so long. And we know what the standards are like and have been through the years at UCLA. And right now the Bruins, who have had to fight back and forth after dropping the 1st set, winning the 2nd, dropping the 3rd, winning the 4th. That's the way the whole afternoon's gone back and forth.
Absolutely. We talked to Coach about kind of his whole Big Ten season, and he said it was a gauntlet. Top to bottom, you have such strong teams, and he really believes that that season has prepared them for this moment in the NCAA tournament.
Bruins have won 10 straight games dating back to the spring of 2001 on neutral courts. They're looking to make it 11 straight here in Lexington, Kentucky. Lola Schumacher, the 5'5" sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. A former Wisconsin Badger has been huge today, 21 digs. Off the hands of the Bruins, point for the Yellow Jackets. Out of the timeout, Augier's team gets it done.
Great job by Georgia Tech utilizing that block there, utilizing the small block. And Lutz going after it there.
And the ace, and I thought I heard her teammates yelling out Maggie Lee, kind of mistakenly going after her. That's instinct, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, serve receive with such strong servers is really hard.
And now, Alfie Rep wants to talk to his team. What a future for this youngster, just a freshman. And UCLA goes right back to Singletary. Who can blame him? Out of the timeout. Started with a good pass from Lee.
Great job by Singletary here, following the ball with her eyes, finding that seam. Incredible. I think she yelled after that every time.
Feodorovich just couldn't handle it. Mambu got a good swing. Here comes another one. That's wide. No touch. UCLA 3 points away.
Mambu looking to switch it up there. She went cross court and then try to utilize that block to go line just a little outside the court there.
So Kate Duffy to serve it again. No touch. Espana said yes there was, and she was right.
Kate Duffy here putting pretty good pressure on the serve.
Duffy had dropped back to serve, but there was a touch. Espana now 18 kills. Garibaldi to serve it. Just another blistering shot from Sheridan Leverett.
Leverett, high IQ there. She knows that the middle blocker's in that left back and just funnels it cross court. Great job by Leverett there.
18 kills. And she'll serve it. They try the quick set for Pierce, but UCLA sends it right back, and it is match point.
Great job by Singletary there, staying with the setter, staying with that middle blocker, knowing that their go-to is going to be Pierce.
Leverett serving for the match. Mambu has to pop it over. Opportunity, UCLA. Dig by Velez. Mambu with a big swing. That's in, and a point for Georgia Tech.
Mambu just finds it there. She just finds a will, a way. If there's a will, there's a way. Finds a way to make a point. Great job by Mambu there.
And a break when she rolled it down the tape, as though she meant to.
Right, just as planned.
Abby Lee, the freshman from Alpharetta, will serve it for Georgia Tech. She went on a run earlier in the match. Singletary shuts it down for UCLA. Bruins 15, Yellow Jackets 10. And UCLA will play on, survive in advance